Hi, I am sex and relationship coach Caitlin V, and today we're going to talk about delayed ejaculation. See what I did there? Because it was like a delay. Have you ever not been able to reach orgasm when you wanted to? Have you ever had the experience of not being able to ejaculate on command when you were ready to, even after an intense amount of sexual stimulation? Then you, my friend, have experienced delayed ejaculation. All that means, all that delayed ejaculation is a condition in which a man cannot reach orgasm and cannot ejaculate when he wants to, within a reasonable amount of time and with a reasonable amount of sexual stimulation. If you've been watching my channel before, first of all, thanks. Second, this will not be news to you. But if you're new here, guess what? I don't really believe in playing exactly by the book, and I don't believe that the medical definition of a lot of terms really does a good job of describing what that term means. I don't care if they say 5, 10, 20, 35, 45 minutes is delayed. Delayed is when you are ready to reach orgasm, your partner is ready for you to reach orgasm, and you're not able to get there. That's a delay. That qualifies as delayed ejaculation in my book, and I'm going to tell you why it happens and how to fix it. For those of you who are already subscribed to my channel, you know that mostly I talk about premature ejaculation. Premature ejaculation is very common. It affects as many as 1 in 3 men in their lifetime. It affects probably all men at least once in their lifetime. But there is a small but important contingent of men, about 1 to 4% of the population, who experience delayed ejaculation. And just like premature ejaculation, delayed ejaculation causes all kinds of frustration. It causes heartache. It causes heartbreak. It causes broken up relationships. It causes a ton of confusion and anger and difficulty for the people whom it affects. I ate a little broccoli. The reason we need to talk about delayed ejaculation is not just because it affects a lot of men, but because it's really poorly misunderstood. We have a lot of ideas in our culture about what men should be, the kind of sex that men should have, that they should always want sex and they should always be able to come and ejaculate exactly when they want to, not a minute sooner. Men, you have bodies, and bodies are unpredictable. Bodies have changes. They fluctuate from day to day. This is true of women's bodies. It's also true of men's bodies. It's important that we talk about this. The other reason that we really need to talk about this is that women, female partners of men who have delayed ejaculation, often totally misunderstand what's going on. They assume that their man is not turned on by them. He's not aroused by them. They're not doing it right. They're not touching, squeezing, licking, sucking him right. And that's not the case. At least that's not the case for all men all the time. It might be the case sometimes for some men, but for men who experience delayed ejaculation on an ongoing basis, it usually has nothing to do with their female partner. It is not her fault. It is not a lack of his attraction to her. It's not a lack of her skills. It's not them not understanding each other or having a great sexual bond. Really, it more often than not has to do with just him and his physiology and his psychology, and that's exactly what we're going to get into. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about. So if you are a man who experiences this, please heed this advice. And if you are the female partner of a man who experiences this, please know it's not your fault. And send him this video so that the two of you can actually work together to help him cure his delayed ejaculation, or at least manage it so that it doesn't become an issue or a point of frustration or even the cause of a breakup in your life and in your relationship. What causes delayed ejaculation? Well, there are a number of causes. Number 1, age. It is a natural condition of the body to become less sensitized and less able to reach ejaculation over time. So if you are a man who is aging, and I don't mean someone who's like, oh my God, I'm 38, I can't believe I'm not that kind of aging. I mean really aging, right? In your 50s, 60s, 70s, even 80s, it's not unusual for you to be experiencing delayed ejaculation. And I'll get into exactly what you can do about it in just a minute, because there is hope for you. You can do things to help cure your delayed ejaculation, and they work for older men as well as younger men. DE can also be caused by a medical condition. This could be inflammation. This could be a hormone imbalance. This could be a whole bunch of things that you can go and speak to your doctor about. So if you're experiencing delayed ejaculation, go see a urologist, go see a medical doctor, ask them to tell them about your condition, tell them about the symptoms that you're experiencing, and ask them to do a full and complete checkup of your entire pelvis and your genital region, just in case and in order to rule out any medical causes. Another very common reason are prescription drug side effects. So if you've recently been prescribed a prescription drug, go to your doctor, ask her or him if they can prescribe you a different combination of drugs. Ask them if they can change the prescription that you're on. Ask them if there's something that can be done or your condition can be managed in a different or maybe holistic way so that you won't experience delayed ejaculation. But you'll know if you recently went on a prescription drug and that's the cause, then you know that you can actually do something about it, which is great. But what about the number one cause of delayed ejaculation? At least in the clients who I see, the people who come to me for coaching, the number one cause of delayed ejaculation is improper or poor masturbation techniques. And that includes improper or extreme use or over-reliance on pornography. So a lot of men learn how to masturbate without anyone ever teaching them, right? Like you just figure it out. It feels good when you do this. And sometimes this is rubbing yourself against the mattress or between the box spring and the mattress or into a pillow or something that's dry and rough and harsh. And you condition your body, you get used to reaching orgasm through that way, through this way that's very difficult for a partner to actually recreate during sex. If you're used to humping a pillow and then you try to hump a woman's body, they're very different. They have some things in common probably, but a lot of things different. Like one's dry and one's wet, one's rough and one's smooth. One might be a little harder, one might be a little softer, okay? So when you get with a partner, if you've been masturbating in one way and partner sex feels a very different way, you're not going to be able to reach orgasm. The good news about that is that it is totally fixable. No matter how long you've been masturbating in that way, you can recondition your body. But what about porn? For a lot of men, especially men who are in their like early 30s, late 20s today, they grew up with internet porn. They grew up with an extreme amount of pornography at their fingertips. Bukkake scenes, tentacle porn, you name it, Wilma and Fred Flintstone, like whatever it was, right? A lot of men grew up watching and having unfettered access to all kinds of pornography. And what did this do? Well, it conditioned your brain to need a lot of sexual stimulus in order to reach orgasm. And for a lot of men, that feedback loop, that cycle that they've gotten their brain into means that without extreme porn or without like a whole harem, if you're not familiar with how your brain works on porn, watch my video on using your lizard brain to overcome PE, because the same things apply here. You actually become completely addicted to the high sensations, to the extreme amount of sensation that porn provides, or the extreme amount of visual sensation of arousal that porn provides. And then when you're with a partner and she's just one person and she's not into tentacle fantasies, then you're out of luck. It's going to be really hard for you to reach orgasm because you're used to reaching orgasm after being exposed to a pretty extreme amount of stimulus. But fear not. The most exciting part of all of this is that no matter which of these four reasons or which of these four causes of delayed ejaculation caused yours, all of them can be managed, cured, fixed, overcome with some pretty simple techniques and a little bit of patience and probably a little bit of elbow grease. So if you have delayed ejaculation, what can you do? Number one, go to a doctor. Make sure that you rule out any kind of medical causes, including any prescription drugs. Talk with your doctor, tell them what you're taking, tell them what you're experiencing, and ask them to do a checkup. Ask them if there are any potential reasons, any potential things going on that are causing your delayed ejaculation, and see if there's anything that they can do to help you to manage it. After you've ruled that out, or concurrently, you can try the following things. Number one, increase stimulation. So this is especially if your delayed ejaculation is caused because of age, you're going to need more stimulation in order to get off. It's just the nature of your nerve endings. They are not as sensitive as they used to be. And so you can use a vibrator. That's right, boys. They are not just for women. You can use them too. You can use that vibrator on the tip of your penis, on the shaft of your penis. You can use it on your perineum, also affectionately known as the taint. You can use a vibrator or have your partner put his or her hands there in order to increase the amount of stimulation that you're receiving. You also can do some really extra juicy, fun prostate stimulating. I know that for a lot of men out there, you're going to write in the comments like, ew, she just recommended I put things in my butt. That's right, I did. I recommended that you put things in your butt. You know why? Because you have a whole butt with tons of nerve endings and you got a prostate, something that I don't have. I can't even experience it. Okay? You got all of this really awesome pleasure centers in your back door and then up around the corner, only like 3 inches inside. It's like about the length of a finger, or there's a really great prostate stimulating toys out there. And if you're having trouble reaching orgasm when you want to, adding some extra stimulation can feel, it can feel really good. Even if you don't have delayed ejaculation, you could play with your prostate. It's awesome. You have this whole tool of pleasure available to you and you're not using it. Use it. Milk it, love it, enjoy it, appreciate it, go slow, go gentle. I did a whole podcast episode on butt stuff recently explaining exactly how you can start to explore your back door. I will link to that in the show notes. I will link to that in the notes of this video. Play with your prostate, use a vibrator, turn up the stimulation, excite your nerve endings. That's number 1. Number 2 is change how you masturbate. Okay, you saw this one coming. If you've been masturbating using a death grip, without using any lube, using a couch cushion, you just got to change the way you masturbate. Change it to feel like a woman feels. Change it to feel like how a body feels. Use something that's warm and wet and smooth. Buy a fleshlight. Buy one of those toys that like looks like a body that you just put down on the bed and you can hump away at it. Use one of those. Use a microwaved banana peel, not too hot. Do whatever you need to do in order to recreate the feeling of being with a person so that when you are having sex with a person, your body is used to reaching orgasm in that way. This might take a while, okay? You've been masturbating one way probably for at least a decade, maybe longer, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 decades, okay? It's going to take your brain a little bit of time in order to retrain itself to reach orgasm in a different way. Here's the crazy part, the best part. Your body was made to reach orgasm. You literally evolved by the very fact that your ancestors ejaculated. That's the only way that you got here. And you have thousands of years of successful male ejaculation behind you. Okay, we all do. Your body will figure it out. Your body wants nothing more than to reach orgasm. That's how it figured out how to do it with the couch cushions or the bottle or the thing to begin with, right? So if you give it enough time, your body will actually be able to rewire all of its circuits in order to reach orgasm. The same is true for women who use vibrators. The same is true for anyone who has any particular thing that they need in order to get off over time with a lot of patience and a lot of love, okay? You can't just do this while you hate yourself. You have to love yourself through this whole process. That's a different video. We'll get into that. If you need more of that, fill out my coaching application form because it's way outside of what we can just do on YouTube. But if you can love yourself, if you can see that you are worthy of the patience, the time, and the work that it takes in order for you to get there, you will get there. I promise you that. Your body was designed to do this. Or number 3, don't masturbate at all. Only have partnered sex. Only have sex with your partner. Save all of that arousal and the buildup and the tension for the release that you will have with your partner. If you are a man and you're masturbating one night and then you're expecting not to have delayed ejaculation later that night or on the next day, but it keeps happening, quit masturbating and see if that doesn't make a difference when you are with your partner, if you're able to reach orgasm more quickly because you had more time to build up between ejaculations. And finally, I feel if you knew me, you would see this one coming, y'all. Quit watching porn. Okay, I personally do not have anything against porn. I think it's great, especially for men who are into things like tentacle rape, who want to watch. And by the way, I'm kind of noticing about myself recently that I'm into tentacles. I think that there's something kind of sexy about tentacles. I don't know where this came from. I didn't really know this about myself until very recently, but if you're into tentacles, that's great. Porn's probably the best way for you to get off on the idea of tentacles. Okay? Only because I don't know, and please don't tell me how to make this happen in real life. It's no judgment. If you're into tentacles, that's great, okay? I don't know how you can experience that in real life. So if you watch porn that includes tentacles and that's the way that you get off, that's awesome. But that said, if you're experiencing delayed ejaculation, you need to start retraining your brain on partnered sex. And partnered sex does not look like being able to just hit next and have a different woman in front of you doing different stuff over and over and over again, hour after hour. That's not how the world works. You're having sex with one woman. She's got a limited list of things that she's willing to do with you. And that's what you're here to work with. That's all you've got to work with. So you can't spend Monday night watching an entire harem of blondes, brunettes, redheads, Asian women, black women, Native American women, you name it, doing all kinds of kinky stuff. And then Tuesday, you're with your partner and she's only willing to have missionary, and you expect that your brain is going to act in the exact same way. Your body's going to act. You're going to ejaculate in the exact same way. It's not the same circumstances. You can't expect that your body's going to be able to do the same thing. It just doesn't work that way. So quit watching porn. When you masturbate, visualize yourself with your partner and see if that doesn't solve the issue for you. We lost an earring. I got really excited about that last point. Or maybe it was the tentacle porn. I don't know. What about it? Are you into it? Of course. You think everyone's into tentacle porn? Matt, you learned a little bit more about me? Okay, so in summary, if you have delayed ejaculation, you're experiencing that, or your partner is, do not fret. There are many common causes, and there are many ways that you can go about restoring your ejaculation, your power to ejaculate when the time is right, with a little bit of patience and a lot of tenderness. And if you need some help in the process, feel free to follow the links below to apply for one-on-one coaching with me, where if you're experiencing this, I can help guide you through the steps that are required for you to never have a problem with either premature or delayed ejaculation ever again. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and I will see you here soon.